Hello, you awesome people. For once, I don't have coffee. And that is because it's 7 p.m. I just got back from school, and but we're not gonna talk about that right now. First, I want to show you, as I promised, I did some recording while I was away in Gothenburg to watch the European Championship in equestrian. And I put together a smaller video with music, and you're gonna hear some clips gonna have some sounds in it, and so I was really proud of it. So yeah, before I say anything else, I feel that you should watch it. So here we go. Bam! And there we are. That was the video. I hope you liked it. I somehow wish I had some more material maybe of the city, but those 2 days passed quite quickly, like really quickly. It just was so amazing. Like, okay, on the way down, it was so many things to take in, but on the way down, we were on the train. We had been on the train for like 20 minutes, and then we stopped in the middle of nowhere, and it was quiet for quite some time, and then they were saying, oh yeah, there is something wrong on the tracks, we have to wait here, we have to sit there for 30 minutes. Great. Other than that, I don't go on trains that much. Well, I go on trains pretty much every day. But what I mean is like trains that go from big city to another big city, like away from Stockholm, sort of. And but the memories I had of the train was that it's really nice and it's cozy and you see the view and everything like that. So I was pretty excited to go on the train, and since we don't do that much. However, the train was pretty bumpy. Like it was really like really hard to just like ride. My mom was trying to solve a crossword, but that didn't work because her pen was like all of a sudden. So yeah, so it was bumpy, and at the same time we were for some reason had seats that made us go backwards, like the train was going that way. And for someone like me who has pretty easy to get nauseous when it comes to rides like that, well, I quickly turn to my pills that helps me with that. Like, oh god, this is not gonna end well otherwise. So yeah, I wanted to not really take the pill because they tend to make me a bit tired. So yeah, once I got them, I felt like okay, now I'm gonna fall asleep a bit just because it's fine when I'm up and walking, but as soon as I'm sitting down and not really doing much, when you're on a train like that, I just go like. So yeah, that was the trip down. Took a few hours, but we were pretty close. The hotel was pretty close to the station, so it was a quick walk. We met up with my dad since he had to like go on a business trip and he was meeting us there in Gothenburg instead. So we did that and we got to our room and it was quite a lovely room and all that. And as you could see, we saw Old Ullevi from our window, and the new Ullevi is like pretty close by. It's like pretty much right next to the building that is in the middle of the two arenas. So we didn't have to walk long for that. So yeah, after that, from there on, basically it's a blur because it was so much to take in. Like the next day we went to Heden and we watched horses, and then we went to Slottsskogen to watch some more driving. And we were pretty early to all those events because we knew there were going to be a lot of people. So when we were in Slottsskogen, we stood by one of the obstacles and waited. And then I was like, okay, it's pretty close to lunch soon. Maybe we should start going somewhere, because basically when there are so many people, if there are any lunch places around, they're going to be swamped. So we basically knew we had to go a bit to get one. To get places or food. So we started to walk, and then Dad figured we should get a taxi, but because of the driving marathon, some of the streets were closed, and the taxi driver, he was just all over the place and not getting his way to us, and we weren't really that weirdly precision. He should have been able to get to us, but yeah, he couldn't. But we waited for that guy for quite some time, and I was getting hungrier and hungrier. And then in the end, my dad gave up and he said, we're gonna walk, and that is about 2-3 kilometers of walk, because we had a specific place in mind. And I was getting hungrier and hungrier, but we started to walk, and during the walk, my blood sugar basically just went really. So once we got there, I was like, please, can we just sit down and eat? I get really tired. But of course, the place we wanted to go to is a favorite place for tourists. So we had to wait for tables, for a table, and it was a lot of waiting. But in the end, we got some food, and I started to get some more energy. But because of all the events that day, just both me and Dad and a bit of Mom, we got really tired. And so we decided to go back to the hotel and maybe just nap for like an hour, then get back to Heden to see some more stuff. Well, that didn't end well. We ended up sleeping quite some time. Where I slept for quite some time. So when it was done, it was basically get up and get some dinner before the international show jumping that we were going to watch at Ullevi. So that was basically that day. That is why I missed to record some bit while we were walking in the city because I was just really hungry and not thinking straight. So the next day, a lot more fun. We were a lot more prepared that we were not gonna have any time by going back to nap or anything, and we had like a bit of candy so that I could eat in case of emergency, basically. And we watched some driving with cones, and that was quite exciting. If we didn't have like the show jumping individual final, we probably would have stayed and watched the whole thing. But because of it being so tight with that show jumping, we had to like leave around lunch to go and get some lunch, which we were a lot more luckier with that day. And then we went to straight after that we went to Ullevi, got our places and got ready, and watched the show jumping. That was it was so intense, it was so much fun. You just me who is a Swede, of course I was rooting for our Peter Fredriksson to win like immensely, and like he had such good chances of winning, and in the end when it was between him and Kian O'Connor and I think Harold Morris. Sorry about that name. But when it came up to those three, it was just you just couldn't breathe. Especially when Peter was on the course and he was jumping around, and you just couldn't breathe. Your heart was hammering. Like, please don't knock the fence down. Please don't knock a fence down. And HMM All In was like touching the fences. They didn't fall, but he was touching, and you could just hear the whole arena just go, "Oh, it's fine. Oh, it's fine." And everyone, and if you make a sound, everyone's like, "Shh, shh, shh, shh. No one makes a sound. No one scares him." It was so funny. And when he like cleared around the first one, everyone was just yes, awesome. Now and then, everyone just got ready for the second round. And that's the same day I was like, okay. Because of the others had done some knocking down fence, so that Peter had some chance to knock one fence down, and he could have one time penalty, basically. So everyone was like holding their breath, and like in the end, he managed to knock one fence down, and he got one penalty, but he won, and it was so amazing. Like, it was just yeah. It was awesome. It was so amazing to be there, even to just watch him win and to see the arena, to hear everyone being so happy for him. It was so amazing. I will live with this for my entire life. I feel so amazing. And sadly, we couldn't watch the ceremony. I would have loved to stay there and watch him get his medal, but we had to catch the last plane. That was going from the airport, so we had to leave, get our bags, and then take the cab to the airport, and there we ate some, because it was getting time for dinner, and I ate some more on the plane, and then we landed, and I had my pill to make sure I didn't get any car sick, or plane sick? Is it called plane sick when you're on a plane? Oh well. So I was a bit tired, like, but I tried to read my literature that I had for my course, but that was hard. And then we got home, and I basically went straight to bed. Well, I did stay up and tell my brother a bit about what we saw, and it was so amazing. He was so interested. And he was happy, even though he's not much for equestrian and all that, but he was happy that we got a lot of medals this weekend. Like, Sweden had a lot of good work, and that is so much fun when the European Championships is in Sweden, that the Sweden did so much great work. So yeah, exciting. I don't know if there was anything else to talk about. Like, we watch people. That is like our best hobby in our family, to just watch people. It's so much fun. So we watched people. We realized we're not really in Gothenburg that much. It's not that far. If you take the fast train, you're there like in 3 hours if nothing happens with the train. So it's quite interesting why we don't go there often, because it's a really lovely city. It's really lovely. If you don't want to go to Stockholm for some reason, you can always go to Gothenburg. It's a beautiful city. Not as busy as Stockholm, and they have beautiful alley roads and all that. Yeah, it's pretty avenue roads. and yeah, it's pretty. Rains a lot though, and a lot of wind, but it's pretty when it's pretty. um, so yeah, maybe we should go there more often. Anyway, after that, I sort of promised that I'm gonna be away for the weekend, but I'm gonna try and be active on my Instagram and on my blog. But I didn't do that. I was too busy. As soon as we were like getting back to the hotel room to sleep, I basically crashed in my bed. I was so tired. And right after that, this Monday 28th, I started school, and wow, school has no mercy, basically. This first week, I've had a class every day and lots to read, and we already have lots of assignments, like I think about eight assignments to do, some big, some small. So much to do. Dog is barking. Wonder whose dog. Oh well. So yeah, I've had just so much to do. I'm quite surprised I even got the time. Actually, I don't have the time, but I am recording this anyway. Because I sort of did promise you that you are going to get this on a Friday. So yeah. But basically, what I want to say is, apparently this term is gonna be swamped with stuff, and I'm gonna be quite busy. So, not that I think this will affect my YouTube. I have a lot of videos in the bank, and I'm gonna try and always take like some every other weekend to take some time to do some recording, so I always have something. And also, there's the Wednesdays updates in case they are happening in some weird case. Today, last week it didn't happen because that is gonna go in the Let's Play. But yeah, so that is happening. But my blog and my Instagram might take a bit of a toll because of me being having so much to do in school. I have to prioritize, sadly, more. Well, not sadly. I love studying, but yeah. It's a lot. It's a bit of a shock, really, to go from not doing anything at all or doing everything with just your blog and Instagram to going back to school and basically being beat in the face with stuff. They're just throwing things at us like, okay, now you're gonna do this and this and this and this and this, and all this information is in your face now, and it's just so much. Can we go back to summer vacation already? It was so nice. But it's nice to be back in school and friends and all that. So yeah, other than that, I don't think anything else is happening. In case that I will do another vlog, of course. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's a pretty short vlog, but was just intended to be about the European Championship. And since it was a really short weekend with a lots of things, I'm gonna let that little video speak for itself of what I saw. Basically, most of it. If I was not seeing anything that you didn't see, I was sleeping. Or something like that. So yeah, but in the meantime, people, stay awesome, as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!